Wednesday, July 28th, 2021, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. We're going to look at silver today. Yes, the silver price was smashed down yesterday, but it has rebounded. We're still below 25, but there's something more interesting going on in the Comex exchange, in the futures exchange in the US, and that's the stock of silver in that exchange, specifically the eligible stock, is gone through the roof. The Comex updated its data yesterday, and it's gone to over 1 billion ounces, and we'll look into that. What does that mean? Does that mean that someone big is going to stand for physical delivery? It's possible. We got this information yesterday through social media. A lot of the people in the silver squeeze movement were watching that. I saw that Wall Street Silver tweeted that out. It's a huge amount of silver. I see that Rafi Faber is covering it today. So let's see how he sees it. I got his report this morning. It says Silver Armageddon preppers at Comex ? So before I go into it though, I'm gonna show you the difference between eligible silver and registered silver. There's a very good article here from sunshineprofits.com. They talk about registered gold. It's the same thing for silver. So if you just change the word for silver, so that you have an idea what eligible and registered is. So it says registered gold. Comex has several houses for metals as investors may take delivery, which contain lots of gold. The bullion held in these warehouses is divided into two categories: eligible gold and registered gold. According to Comex, eligible gold means all metal that is acceptable for delivery against the applicable metal futures contract for which a warrant has not been issued. So there's no warrant, but it's somewhere out there in the big wide world in a vault, and it matches the contract specification for silver. Of course, it's 1,000 ounce silver bar, local or London local silver bar. Conversely, registered metal means eligible metal for which a warrant has been issued. As one can see, the only difference between registered and eligible gold is whether a warrant has been issued or not. What is the warrant? It is a document of title demonstrating that the reference quantity of the covered metal meets the specifications of the applicable metal futures contract. We can say that the warrant is a warehouse receipt, which works like a check. It is a bearer instrument which represents some amount of gold in the registered stocks, or silver for that matter. Let's continue so that we get this right and so that you understand what's going on. In simpler terms, registered gold is gold or silver that is fully available for delivery to investors with long positions who stand for bullion delivery, while eligible means gold that only meets the exchange's requirement. Registered stocks are officially recognized by Comex for good delivery on the exchange, and that inventory is set aside to make delivery against gold or silver futures contracts. However, investors should not forget that eligible gold stocks may become registered stocks with just a simple electronic keystroke, which attaches a warrant and thus registers the bullion. So there you go. Yes, this 1+ billion eligible silver has been added to Comex. Yes, it's not registered. It doesn't have a warrant attached to it, but it can be attached very quickly at a simple electronic keystroke, as the article says. And now, this is an interesting part here, because we know that gold and silver dropped a lot yesterday. Over the last almost year or so, silver's been flatlining, consolidating in a wide range, basically between, let's say, $22 and $28. It has been drifting lower lately. And this is what's interesting here. The article says, typically, the quantity of registered stock in Comex warehouses tends to track gold prices higher and lower. The decline in gold prices indicates that gold has been better used off the market instead of being held on the exchange. Silver, just change gold for silver. Therefore, registered gold stocks are falling. Conversely, rising gold prices attract more investors who eagerly want to own and register some gold. So there you go, or silver. Back to Raiffs and see what he says here. So he thinks it could be some huge institution coming to get silver. Of course, they'd have to change the classification from eligible to registered. That's why we need to keep an eye on these numbers, these different classifications. So he says, I got a message from John Adams, the Perth Mint Slayer, last night, asking me what just happened with Comex silver. He said 1.241 billion ounces were added yesterday to the eligible category. That is not a typo, billion. Silver doesn't have to be on Comex. It could be in other warehouses around the world. It could be in London. It could be at the Perth Mint. Who knows? But once it's changed to registered, they have to be ready to transport those silver bars to the Comex delivery sites, I would say. So this is what Raiffs thinks. He says there are two possibilities here. Either there's an outright error in Comex accounting, or someone is prepping for monetary Armageddon, or the return to a silver standard, or God knows what. Honestly, 1,240,902,364.531 ounces of silver were added to eligible on July 26, all into the Loomis vault. I would say that silver was already in the Loomis vault, or Loomis vaults around the world, and they just made it eligible, and they now have the option to make it registered for Comex. So as he says here, eligible silver sextupled overnight from 244 million to 1.477 billion ounces. So, and he says, I do not know how this is even physically possible. Well, it is physically possible, because it doesn't mean that it's moved to the Comex vault yet. It means it's just eligible. But it might have moved. Who knows? They might have been doing this for the last 6 months or so. Maybe this is what has made the retail silver market so tight, because they're draining physical silver from all over the world to put it onto Comex. That's very possible. So he's got a chart here showing you the spike in the eligible silver. You can see that the registered silver has actually been dropping, which is what that article says. When the market is not really moving that much higher, when it's like going sideways or weaker, the registered stocks drop, and that's what's happened. But now the potential for these registered stocks to move higher is huge. And as that article says, that usually happens when people want to buy silver, when they want physical silver delivery. So it could be a signal that we're ready to see the silver price explode higher. This increase, as you can see, is a crazy move. So yes, this is all very interesting. I know it's been frustrating, the silver price in the last year or so, but if you look at where silver was back in March of last year, when we dropped to an 11 handle, we're now twice as high. The price has doubled. People need to keep that in perspective. I think it's given us, the people who know what's going on in the monetary system, in the economy, as it pertains to inflation, to stagflation, know how this will end eventually. And yes, we've had a great opportunity to stack, and I think we should keep stacking. I think the window is closing very quickly. I think, yes, things don't look great right now in terms of the fiat price, the spot price. But I've noticed as well that premiums are continuing to move higher. Rafi talked about that a few days ago. So today, before we look at the markets here this morning, I wanted to say that August 15th, 1971, of course, was probably the most important date in modern monetary history. And by that, I mean in the last 500 years. Yes, 500 years. That was the day that the United States defaulted. And you might ask, what do you mean the United States has never defaulted? Well, they did. They did to foreign countries. Up until that time, since 1944, with the Bretton Woods Agreement, they agreed to pay foreign treasuries 1 ounce of gold for every $35 that they brought to the gold window at the Treasury. But on August 15th, 1971, President Nixon closed that window, which is, of course, a euphemism for default. So, yes, ever since then, we've had a non-monetary system. Basically, the reserve currency of the world has been in default. And that was on a Sunday, he announced that. Apparently, they had to stop an episode of Bonanza, which I used to love watching when I was younger, Bonanza. So it was on a Sunday. And this year, on the 50th anniversary, guess what? It's on a Sunday as well. Do I expect Creepy Joe to announce anything? Not really, but who knows? But at least my live streams are on Sunday. So we will have a special gold window live stream on August 15th, Sunday. And I'll probably make it longer than an hour. Let me know what you think. I was thinking about a 2-hour live stream. Who knows? So we can talk about Bretton Woods, about what has happened in those last 50 years with the debt, with inflation, with development in the world. I think a lot of troubles, all the inequality, poverty going on has its roots in 1971. Yes, so it will be an interesting Sunday, I think, historic anniversary. So with that, let's quickly look at where the markets are this morning then. So it's 8:30 a.m., by the way, London time. We've got spot gold. It's really almost like they fixed it now at 1800. So yes, we are 1805. We are up $6. High has been 1807, low 1797. Silver is up 13 cents at 24.81. Range has been 24.64 to 24.88. I think we got down to 2450 yesterday. The Dow is down 77. The NASDAQ is down 20. NASDAQ took a big hit yesterday, even though it rebounded at the end of the day. I think it closed down 190. S&P futures is down 5. The FTSE is below 7,000, down about 5 points. I saw Microsoft and I think it was Apple had good results, but despite that, it came out right after the close. I saw that the futures actually went down after those results, so the markets didn't take it very well. Currencies, we saw the pound yesterday also strangely move higher for no reason whatsoever. I think the Bank of England must be using that swap line with the Fed. The pound was really on the brink up until a week ago. We'd broken key technical levels around 137, and here we are almost back at 139. Makes no sense whatsoever. I smell intervention. So right now it's up slightly at 138.87. The euro is at 118.09. The dollar took a hit yesterday versus the yen. Today it's unchanged at 109.83. Dollars down 0.25% against the yuan at 6.51. The Aussie dollar is down 0.2% at 73.45. And the dollar is down slightly versus the Canadian dollar at 125.84. We do have a Fed meeting this week. I don't think we have a press conference for this meeting. It's every other meeting. In the previous meeting, we had a press conference. So, yeah, I don't think it will be as important as the last one, but you never know what kind of statement they're going to come out with. I don't expect them to change much. And I need to make a video about the U.S. economy to show you how the economic data are getting weaker and weaker while price pressures are rising. And in my book, that's stagflation. But that's a subject for another video. So WTI crude is up 1/3 at 71.76. High-grade copper is down slightly at 451.64. To finish off, let's look at the 10-year yield. Well, that's unchanged at 1.23%. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Please share it far and wide. Think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't yet. And you can also follow me on Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and all these other platforms below here. I wish you all a great day. Take care. Bye.